In this video, we're going to figure out who the king of the day of judgment is. In Surah chapter 1, verse 4, it says, Sovereign of the day of recompense, or in the Warsh and the Hafs Quran, we have a vowel change from the owner in the Hafs to king in the Warsh. So, like I said, the king of the day of judgment. So, we're going to figure out who this is. We're going to see in Surah chapter 89, verse 21, it says, No, when the earth has been leveled, pounded, and crushed, and the Lord has come, and the angels rank upon rank. So here is Judgment Day, where Allah is supposed to come with the angels and pronounce judgment. So we're going to figure out who this is. And it's interesting because if we look at the previous scriptures, we actually know who this is. We can see in Matthew chapter 25, verse 31 through 34, it says, When the Son of Man, this is speaking of Daniel chapter 7, the Son of Man, and Jesus, this is speaking of Jesus as his favorite self-designation, comes in his glory, and all the angels with him. Then he will sit on his glorious throne, and all the nations will be gathered before him. And he will separate them one from another, just as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right, and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. So here we can clearly see that Jesus is claiming to be the king of the day of judgment. So from an Islamic perspective and a biblical perspective, Jesus is the king of the day of judgment because Jesus Christ is God.